Shalom Aleichem, my dear brothers and sisters. I figured some of you live in places where you rarely see snow, or at least a lot of snow. So I figured I'm gonna show you what we've got last night here in New York. Let's take a look. We got what's called a snowstorm. If you can take a look, it's completely quiet out because nobody wants to drive during this weather. As you can see, you do see cars once in a while, but as you can see, the roads are really slippery because the snow is there. Here's a car going by, and look at the sidewalks. As you can see, the sidewalks are completely, they clean the sidewalks, but still, no matter how much they clean, the snow just keeps piling up. And you know what this actually reminds me of? When the Torah says that when Jews were coming from Egypt and God made miracles, one of the miracles he made was that the sea was split. And it says that the sea became a wall on one side and on the other side. On both sides, the sea stood as a wall, and the Bnei Israel could walk in the midst of the sea, on the sea floor. And doesn't this look similar? Look at that. It's unusual. Stuff like this happens here, but not that often. Look at this hill. It's almost up to my waist. Yep, so this is what we've got. Now, what can we learn from the snow? One thing I heard in the name of the Lubavitcher Rebbe is that sometimes things could look ugly. For example, over here in my yard, I didn't really clean the leaves this year so much. So underneath this snow is all leaves that are probably rotting down there. But when the snow covers it, it looks beautiful. Everything pretty much looks the same, and all the ugly stuff get covered. You can't really tell between my lawn and the neighbor's lawn, even though their lawn is really clean, but mine is not. So what's the lesson? Sometimes we gotta do that when it comes to people too. Some certain people have a certain ugliness to them. Now, when I say ugliness, I mean, certain things that they do, the sins that they do. But, sometimes we have to overlook those sins and try to correct the people and try to make the people better, no matter how they are inside. That's one lesson. Another lesson we can learn is that, this I heard in the name of Baal Shem Tov, is that he was once walking with his students, and this was somewhere in maybe Ukraine, Russia, and as they were walking, they noticed some peasants carving out a cross in the ice, in the lake, I think, or something, carrying out a cross. So the students asked, what can we possibly learn from this scenario? Because what Baal Shem Tov taught was that one can learn from anything he sees. Any situation he goes into, he can learn something. So they asked him, what can we possibly learn from this scenario that we see the peasants, the non-Jewish peasants, carving out a cross in the snow, in the ice? So he answered them that Prophet Isaiah compares the Torah to water. And when water freezes, it can be turned into ice, right? And so he said to them, don't let your Torah freeze, meaning don't let your Torah become cold. Learn Torah with a passion. because if it becomes cold and it freezes, it can be turned into an idol as the cross. So this was the lesson that they learned from the ice. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video a little bit, something different, something you don't really see too often, or at least some of you. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.